I'm going to try to touch on people's points in this particular thread. Um, I don't want to tell you too many things because the more things I say, then the more there's like things, and I don't want to. I'm done posting little replies to individuals on this thread. There's one of me, and there's more of you, and it just keeps branching off into more and more threads. So I just want to make things clear for all of you people. Okay, look who's talking. It's a very simple thing. Who's talking? The answer is just me. Okay? So it's just me. It's not my philosophies. It's not my isms, various isms. People say, like, what's an ism? Anything you have ISM on the end of the word is an ism. An ism is pretty much a school of thought. And either you're in the school of thought or you're not. So let's see what else we want to do. Let's continue. I am simply pronouncing my truth. My truth. And if you don't like it, well, how did you get to your truth? I got to my truth through a long process of living on this planet, reading smart people, and trying to understand what's going on this planet. So I'm no dummy. And some of you are already calling me a Republican. You don't know me. If you don't know me at all, I mean, you're just making assumptions because you are stuck in this polarity of blue and red. Okay, next point. A long time ago, when we were young, we never had these isms. We never. Where did all this come from? It was given to us by outside society. So in essence, it's not our true nature. It's not. These are all mind programs, let's call them. Schools of thought, mind programs. How am I programmed? I'm not. I've spent a long time deprogramming myself because I've come to understand what a lot of different teachers were talking about, that we are highly conditioned by our education systems, our family environments, the television, the media, you name it. We're conditioned by it. What does conditioning mean? It means that we are we're not free. We are captured by these, somebody says, philosophies, political ideologies, victimhood. Where do we learn these ways? It's pretty much in order so that, what? Why do people go with these things? It's conditioned. A lot of people don't even understand why they think the way they do and what truths they value. It's not easy to get through to you because most of you have already got something going on in your monkey mind. I'm talking and you can hear in your head there's rebuttals. You've already got rebuttals. So it's hard to hear what I have to say because you've got rebuttals going on in your head that are like, I gotta say this, I gotta say this, I gotta say this. You can't simply listen to me without the little monkeys in your head spitting out, this is wrong, oh, that's wrong, we know this is wrong. And you've got all of these philosophies, these schools of thought in your head that are stopping you from actually hearing what I have to say. And this is very common. Everyone knows that these kind of things happen. You've got these certain people that you talk to them and they're not able to listen to you because their mind is so busy chirping away at them. So they can't listen to you because they got too many of these mind implants, these mind parasites, these schools of thought, these conditionings that are stopping them from really listening to what I have to say. And then I see other people on the thread that are like jump in people. in the middle of what I'm talking about, and then they're like, they take about half truth. They take half of what I say, and then they want to go and talk about the half truth that they found with me. It's like, I didn't say that. You don't understand the full context of what I'm giving you. Why don't you understand? Because you're not listening to what I have to say. No, it's not even that. It's simply your nature not to listen. You're not participating in a debate on one of these threads. You're simply here to score points for what's driving you. It's not you. You didn't choose these things, did you? No, you just sort of picked them up over how many hours of television do you watch a week? The whole point of it is you are being run by the narrative of these media organizations. Now, somebody in this thread said, we need to protect the fourth estate, which I guess you're going to say is the press. And why do you need to protect the fourth estate? This is my whole point exactly. I've been talking about the elite of the planet. The elite of the planet who own the media that you want to protect. It's like, seriously, you're so brainwashed you don't understand. The people who own the media don't need protection. These are among the billionaire class. They don't need protection. They got so much money, they buy protection. But they've got you brainwashed to think that you need to go on a thread and defend them. They need more defense or something? They don't need more defense. They need more honest journalists. Okay, so I want to continue to go back to this idea about white supremacists, that people are accusing me of being brainwashed to believe that they don't exist, or that I'm a white supremacist, or I'm a defender of white supremacists. It's just your assumptions, your monkey minds. Your monkey minds automatically see me. What do they see? They see some of these words and they're trigger words, and then you look at me and you say, I know what this kind of a guy is. You already have prejudged me. And how's this ever going to play out? The whole point that I want to bring out to you is these kind of polarity games, Democrat, Republican, any other kind of duality. You belong to this or you belong to that, this or that, this or that. These are known in spiritual literature as polarities, dualities. And if you look at the spiritual literature, what you have to realize is that you must transcend these dualities and see the wholeness of the whole thing. And this is going to be over the head of probably 95% of the people who watch the videos, the people that are in this thread that I'm posting to. So why am I going here? Because it's the way out. The way out is consciousness. You're never going to have a way out if you're constantly dueling with one another. Dueling with swords or with pistols. No way out. Because the more entrenched you become in your talking points, the more entrenched the other side is going to be in theirs. You're never going to have a meeting of the minds. You're going to have a division, a deepening division. And then I said to somebody else, this is what the elite who own the media are programming you to do. Because this is the game that they have played through the century to keep the people down. Divide and conquer is what I said in my little blurb. Divide and conquer. And then I said, that's how they do it. They do it by creating these dualities. And I said, what the duality does, keeps going, and in the end, I hate you and you hate me. And the person who posted and called me on this is like, you don't really read to understand what I'm saying. You glaze over what I say, and then you got to put your talking point in there. And this is the monkey minds that I see on this thread. Monkey mind. Because how many of these threads have you people been practicing your trolling on? I know what happens on the internet. I've seen it a million times. A million times. This is like you go on these Facebook groups. There's a zillion of these Facebook groups, and there's a zillion of these kind of flame wars going on. And who wins? It's a waste of time. You're not going to change anybody's mind. And I look at your stuff and I said, you people are unconscious. What do I mean by unconscious? It means you can't see that you're programmed. You're conditioned. You can't see it because you're in the midst of it and you do it all the time. And you think, I'm really good at doing these thread things. I'm really good at it. And you're not good at it. I hate to come into these threads with you. I hate it because I know what is going to happen. Why do I do it? I am gifting you with an opportunity to exit this bullshit. My service to you is to let you know there is a way out. And the number one thing you need to do to exit this garbage is to get off these threads and work on yourself. What do we mean by working on yourself? We mean you need to develop your intuition so you can see through this constant bullshit that comes through the media. And it comes through these groups that you belong to, which are giving you all the talking points. You get to pick and choose your talking points from looking at other threads, other people's posts, and where are you getting? It's still divide and conquer because the elite know that this is... Who owns Facebook? It's the flippin' elite. Why did they do it? It's brilliant, but it's not new to them. They didn't discover this. This divide and conquer tactics have been going on since the elite, before Machiavelli. Before Machiavelli, ancient Rome, ancient Greece. It's like it goes way back in history how the people who rule us rule us. But we have a big advantage these days over the humans of previous generations in that we have the internet. We have the ability to talk to one another. We have the ability to help each other wake up from the slumber of unconsciousness. So when you see people talk about 5D, the fifth dimension, raising your vibration, raising consciousness, these people are working on themselves. They are disconnecting from these kind of threads all over the internet. They're disconnecting from that. And the only time that people like me go in to these threads is to give you a service to let you know what we see when we're looking at you. And to let you know we were you. We were. And how different is it for us? It's horribly frustrating for us. Because even when we manage to climb out of the crab bucket, we got other crabs that keep trying to drag us back in to that crab that we were working day and night on ourselves to escape from. So, what are the ways of higher consciousness? Pretty much the higher consciousness that's missing all the time is going to be called the heart. If you look at a chakra diagram, some of you heard this word, you're not quite sure what it is. Some of you are very familiar. It's like a yoga term or something. In any event, if you know it, you'll understand what the heart chakra is. And if you don't, you're going to have to do some homework. Learn something new. But the whole point is, some people have their heart closed. And what they're doing is they're operating primarily in the head and the gut and the sex organs. All these lower chakras, they're called below the heart. So you put all this stuff together with this stuff, and what's really happening? You don't have any agape love. You don't have love for humanity. You might think you do. Intellectually, you think you do. I mean, what am I doing? I'm trying to make a better society. But if you're not with your heart, you're not speaking your truth. You're speaking somebody else's truth that you have adopted as yours with your thinking mind. Your thinking mind has looked through all of this stuff and picked and chose the stuff. and it's trying to give you the best thing that it can. But until you are in your heart, then you're not speaking your truth. It's the monkey mind truth. So how do you get into your heart and out of your head? You need your head still. You need your head, you need your heart, and you need these lower chakras. You need to know what your gut says. And, seriously, you're wasting your time on these threads. Because you can go to any other Facebook group, and these same threads are there, and people are lost. They'll spend years of their life typing away furiously. Oh, he posted that. I got to post something. I got to post there. You're not going to convince these people with your monkey mind words because you're talking to another monkey mind. Monkey mind, monkey talk to monkey, 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 monkey. Why do we say monkey? Because it's not consciousness. It's not consciousness. It's a lower form of consciousness. If you want to get to higher consciousness, you must change. First of all, you got to come to understand this ain't working for you. It ain't working for me. When I drop in here, it's like, I want to get away from this thread. It's like, oh my God, it's the same crap over and over again. Okay, so I'm trying to go back to this idea of, because the topic seems to be about white supremacist. And people are saying, I'm a Republican. I'm like, I'm a Trump clone or something. It's like, that doesn't do any good labeling me that. What is this white supremacist all about? White supremacy seems to be the idea that there are people who are out to promote the white race. And it seems to be the idea that it is a group. It's a group thing. And that's the way I read it. It's like you're putting people into groups, and then you're judging the group. How are you going to get rid of the problem of white supremacy? You've invented a problem. It doesn't exist. Now, granted, among individuals, you may find some people who are racist still today. And I'm going to say you may, that's probably incorrect, you will. But those are individuals, and you got to figure it out. Individuals work individually, unless they're a bunch of monkeys and they get together and they're going to have a monkey party and they're all going to do whatever they're going to do. But it reeks of racism to be grouping people into these groups. It reeks of racism, because the best allies in the fights against racism are going to be people, and the people that you're really looking for are people who all look a little bit different. And they're all getting along. The white supremacist idea, what is this? It's leading you in the wrong direction. Because even if there are people that are racists, if you sit down with them, they all have a story about how they got the opinions that they got, that maybe in short form appear to you to be whatever you appear to be. The people of North America, vast majority of people of North Americans are not. Okay. A new hat. This is an orange hat. Some people called Donald Trump the Orange Cheeto because of his orange hair and his orange colored skin. So that's why I put the orange here, because I'm going to talk about Donald Trump's people for a while. Why? Simply because Am I going to start talking about Trump? You pregnant pause, or what's going on? Okay. This is the path of higher consciousness. Higher consciousness doesn't talk. Higher consciousness is in silence. Okay, to wrap it all up, if you find myself curious, I didn't really get you, I didn't really understand you, do you want to learn more about what I have to present to you? I'm not just going to talk about politics. I got all kinds of stuff, but primarily what I'm trying to get across to people is there are alternatives to doing what you're doing on these threads. And the whole point is I'm trying to help you get out of this mindset. I'm trying to show you there is alternate ways. You want to stop all this problem that you see? Raise your own consciousness. Because you can't change all those other people by talking to them. It doesn't work. The only way that you can change the external around you is change the inside of you. You must work on you spiritually, which simply means you've got to get yourself right. Some people with God, no, it's not with God. This is not a God talk. This is about you, whatever you are now in your personality. Get straight with that. Why? Because I'm not a religious person. I'm not trying to tell you that you need to go and find some religious pastor somewhere. No, you don't. Everything you need to reach higher consciousness is built into your system. But you have to learn that you have got all of these conditionings that are stopping you from even knowing about higher consciousness, because you were trained from a young age, just like I was, how to be what you are today. And the whole goal is to bring humanity as a whole into higher consciousness. If you want to solve what you see as racial problems, you must bring people to higher consciousness where you no longer see the other person What do we mean? Spiritual teachers will say, when you look at another person, that's you. That other person is you in a different body. It's you. And if this don't make no sense to you, then I guess you haven't read enough spiritual literature. So again, I've given you something else you can do. You can go and say, I don't know this, but there's all kinds of books, there's all kinds of YouTubes. Break free of your conditioning by getting into something that's going to get you out of your conditioning. It's like, people that belong to cults, you got to hire a deprogrammer to get people, because you pull them out of a cult, they go running right back in, because it's in their mind. The cult is in their mind. You think, well, they're not trapped in, the ranch where these cultists live. They're not trapped physically. They're trapped in their mind. You've got to have a deprogrammer. How are you going to get a deprogram? Good luck. Because humans can't deprogram other humans. We can give you pointers, but we can't do the work what's going on inside of you. You're going to have to work on yourself, because that's the way it works. You're going to have to do it yourself. But it's all built in here. How do you get this monkey mind off your back? You're going to have to work at it, just like everything else. So, helping humanity get to higher consciousness, for me, it's simply talking and saying there's a way out. There is a way out. And some of you are still painting me as being like a Republican, Trump-supporting, straight, probably rich guy here on LinkedIn. That's a shitty way to label another human being, a human lifetime, by these, putting you in a box. It's disgusting. It really is. And that's the state of our world right now. We just want to label, we want to know what they are by instantly, the people that you meet them, you're at a bar or something, you meet somebody new, and some of the people, they're like, what do you do? Is the first question. Why? Because they want to know if you got any money, because they don't want to hang out with you if you got enough money to buy them drinks all night. Looking to score some, sugar daddy kind of thing. It's the questions people ask can tell you a lot about the person. But if you get into higher consciousness by working on yourself, your intuition grows by leaps and bounds. And you just feel them. You just feel them. You feel them. Because you've got super good heightened intuition. So that's the way out. It's intuition, which is related to your heart and your right brain. And only you can take the time out of your busy day to find a half an hour to sit quietly and meditate. And another half an hour to learn something from some other people who are ahead of you on this spiritual path. And what if you're a person who says, I don't believe in this spirituality or whatever? I don't know, we call it humanity. Your humanity. Because some of you are turned off by religion. I understand that. It's difficult in English because we're trying to help you, and a lot of people have got trigger words. But what is it really? It's simply using your built-in abilities to meditate I don't know how to meditate. It's built in. A lot of times you're meditating and nobody ever told you you're meditating. Maybe you like to go fishing. You just like to spend an afternoon on a river in a little rowboat, and you like to cast and catch crappie or something, bass. That's a form of meditation because you are in a state of mind. And that's what meditation is all about, bringing you to a state of mind. That's my introduction. You can find more of me if you want. All you gotta do is just click on my picture and all the links to all of the stuff. My social media is there. And if you don't like me, there's nothing I can do about it.